many times did you hear the word no, and what made you keep banging on that door?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I was in beauty school. I was in beauty school, and one of the things they tell you in beauty school is to not get pregnant while you're in core. And core is like the first couple 3 months, I think, of beauty school, because I was on the 2-year program
Okay.
at night school, because I was working 2 other jobs. They were like, don't get pregnant on don't get pregnant when you're in core, because everyone that gets pregnant in core, they end up dropping out. And so that was in my head. And then lo and behold, I got pregnant in core. And I was like, okay, I'm pregnant, but I'm not quitting. And I'm not about to let you guys determine my future. And I had volunteered to help with makeup, with one of the mentors of my beauty school. And I had drove to San Francisco. I rented a car and have no money to be renting a car, but I think I had an auntie rent a car for me, and I had to borrow money from my grandma and a couple people just so that I can rent a car to drive to San Francisco. And I'm from Sacramento, so it's flat land, valley. We
Oh
don't got hills, not that much. Not where I'm from, we don't have hills. It's just flat land, dry, and hot. So I had to go to San Francisco. It's like 45-minute drive up in the hills in the world's crookedest street, and I had to like park this way parallel park on one of those crooked. It was crazy. It was so scary. But I was like, I'm out here on faith, and I want this mentor. She was a celebrity hairstylist. She did all these great things, and I'm like, I just want to learn from her. And we were on the way to the job. Once we got together, we're in the car, and she was like, well, unfortunately you're pregnant, so you won't be able to do celebrity hair and all that work in the industry, but you could always do weddings, and weddings pay great, and they're on the weekends most times. And just telling me all these things, I cried like almost the whole way home that day. And I was so defeated. I was soaking up what I can learn from her, but then I also was like, I felt so defeated. I was like kind of putting myself down, like, how did you get pregnant in the first couple months of school and all these things? And then I had some more time before I got home, and I was like, hold on, because I'm not mad at the fact that I'm pregnant. Like, I have a life inside of me, and this life inside of me can do whatever it wants to. So who am I to sit here and like let this person tell me what I can do when I have my life, which I'm volunteering to help you, and you're supposed to mentor me, and then I have a whole life inside of me that the world could be ours. And so a lot of times I had spent going against like whoever said, "Oh, you can't do this or you can't do that." I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna try to do whatever I can do to try to get in the spaces of doing that. And I would watch videos, movies in particular. One was Bats, was one of my favorite movies
Oh
when it
yeah.
comes to creative, like hair, makeup, wardrobe. Oh my goodness, that was one of my favorites. And I was just like, I'm gonna start looking at the credits of these movies. And I would look at the credits, and a lot of my favorite movies, it would be Kim Kimball. Kim Kimball. She would be on all the movies with the bomb hair. And I was like, I wanna maybe try working on movies, or not even working on them, but see if I can reach out to the hairstylist to learn from them, or have asked if they can mentor. So then went on Twitter and I was messaging and stuff, and she responded, and we were like Twitter homies. And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go to Miami for a girls trip. How do you think I should wear my hair? What do you think about this? And she'd be like, oh, curly works because it's human. You don't want to be wasting time. Whatever it was, like we were talking for a good year maybe before I was like, well, are you hiring and all this? And I didn't know about the show. She had LA hair. I didn't know about that at the time until she had called and said, okay, we're going to have interviews or auditions at the salon. And my husband and we drove to LA. And I think the night before that, we had this family event, and we were like on water slides or whatever. I had messed up my hair, and somehow I came across LA hair, and I was like, very intimidated, very much like, oh, my hair look crazy. We driving all the way out here. I'm not ready. It's Hollywood. It's all these things. Luckily, I got there and I auditioned and stuff. It was not that. That was the show, and it was, but I reached out And I reached out to other hairstylists that I love their work, whether it was Kaya Wright. She was one, and she was in the East Coast, and I was thinking I couldn't really afford to get out that way. We did a drive to LA though. We ended up moving to LA. I waited some time. I worked at that salon for quite some time, and after I left there, we'd worked together for on a few different projects and stuff. And I mean, to this day, like I've collaborated. I've luckily, I say, I've collaborated with some pretty amazing hairstyles, whether it's Kim Kimball, Neil Farina, Chuck Amos, Lacey Redway. It's so many. And to be in the community of inspirational people, especially inspirational Black people and my Black women, it's just, I mean, it's a dream that I'm so grateful to be able to like hopefully tell others how I did it and to allow the space for them to do it, because I get people to reach out to me all the time, whether it's mentorship or questions, and I make sure I try to be present and I can answer them no matter how busy I am.